What's up, dudes? And welcome to week 14 in review. I'm going to start this week with what I personally feel was the game of the week, as the Clash City Rockers, one of the hottest teams coming down the stretch, take on the Lake Show with the second best record in the league. Was back and forth throughout most of Sunday. Monday night, we entered Monday night with the Lake Show having a 119.3 lead over the Rockers, who had 100.6 points. Rockers had 3 players going on Monday night, and the Lake Show had 1. Early projections were that the Rockers were going to win, but that's why we play the game. So the game starts out. It was actually a fairly low-scoring affair in Philadelphia. Get all the way down to the end of the game. Rockers have been trailing the entire time. The Philadelphia Eagles finally get enough points to send the game into overtime. In overtime, Philly wins the game with just enough points for Clash City Rockers to take over the lead and win the game. The final score on that, 134.1 to Lake Show's 128.2. Mixon leading the way. He's been hot down the stretch. Wish he'd been like that all year. He scored 28.1 points. Wentz, quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, again started slow, ended up with 27.9. And Henry, who just cannot be denied, also huge points down the stretch for the Rockers, 25.4 points in that win over the Lake Show. Lake Show would have been crushed even more, except Jameson Winston comes through with 47.7 points and 20 points for the Pittsburgh D. We're going to get into all the records and everything at the end, but let's just say Lake Show ends up 9-5, good enough for second place in the Drunken Clam division. With the Clash City Rockers right on his heels at 8-6 for third place in that division. Moving on, the Dragers take on the Pilot Lights. Dragers continue to win. They win this one 105.3 to 97.8. Jones from Green Bay has 30.2. Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott combined for 43.8 points for the winners. Pilot Lights, Lamar Jackson, 25.8 points, and another big win that they had this week. Koo, 18. He's a kicker, right? I don't even know. He must have kicked. And Galladay, 14.8 points in that losing effort. So Baltimore Dragers end up 9-5, first place in the Quahog division. The Pilot Lights end up 6-8, second place in that division. Moving on, staying in the Quahog division, Bathtub Gins. Bathtub Gin tops Texas Rattlesnakes 150.8 to 95.7. I believe that 150.8 is the weekly high score, which it is. Led by Drew Brees, usually hand in hand, highest point getter in the league, usually has the highest point getter in fantasy, and that's the way it worked out here. Drew Brees, 52.1 points, Cook, 19.4, and Gordon, 16.9 for Gin. Rattlesnakes, Tannehill, 35.5 points from old Ryan Tannehill. Hey, how about a shout out for Tannehill? McCaffrey, 19, and the Atlanta D, 13. So with that win, Bathtub Gin is 6-8. Third place in the Quahog division. And then Texas Rattlesnakes dropped to 2-12 on the season and last place in that division. Let's move on to the Pawtucket Brewers, Cobra Kai. 130.7 over the Chili Dogs, 86.6. For the winners, Matt Ryan, 27.3. Zach Ertz, 25.6 points. And then Singletary, 14.8. For Cobra, the Chili Dogs led by Woods, 22.2. And Cook, 14.5. You know what? The win for Cobra Kai leaves him at 7-7, second place, and even with a couple of losses down the stretch, Chili Dogs hold on at 8-6 for first place in that Pawtucket Brewer division. Manbunga versus St. Lucia. St. Lucia, huge scoring game. They top Manbunga 148.9 to 91.7. For the winners, Slayton 31.9. The Brissett has 26.6 and Hopkins 24.7. Manbunga led by Deshaun Watson 30.1 and Greg Kittle 15.7. So the win moves St. Lucia to 500, 7-7. Third place in that Pawtucket Brewer division. Manbunga, the loss drops him to 5-9 and last place in the Pawtucket division. All right, jumping back to Drunken Clam. Belichick yourself versus the Brady Six. It was a close one, but the top team in the league wins. Belichick 116 to Brady Six's 97.9. Jimmy G 38.1 for the winners. Thomas 26.9 and the Baltimore defense 11. And the losing effort, Gurley 19.3 and Cooper 17.3. So Belichick yourself 11-3 on the year. Number one team in the Drunken Clam division. Number one seed in the championship bracket. Brady Six drops to 6-8. Fourth place in that Drunken Clam division, even though they did make a little noise down the stretch. So, what do we got left? If you were already looking at the matchups for this week, I made some changes, and I'll explain them right now. Going into the playoffs. So, no discussion about the championship bracket. Top four seeds, the top three divisional winners, and the wild card. Belichick, first place in Drunken Clam. Drager, first place in Quahog, has the number 2 seed. Chili Dogs, 8-6, number 1 in the Pawtucket Brewer division, have the 3 seed. And the wild card 4 seed is the 9-5 Lake Show. So that will be your championship bracket. Before I get down to the rest of it, I thought you guys might want to know what you're playing for. So, of course, there's cash involved in the championship bracket. $400 to the winner, $150 to the runner-up. We also have some bragging rights with our Peanut Butter Jelly Time League Peter Lowenbrow Griffin Championship Trophy. So that's up for grabs. We don't know who's going to get that. One other thing that would have been maybe, well, it was pretty much decided in the regular season, as it always is. The Rattlesnakes have a firm grip on this for next year's draft. Yeah. All right, so let's get into our other 2 brackets. Like I said last week, everybody plays all 16 weeks. In the mediocre bracket, the number 1 seed, the 8-6 Clash City Rockers. They will take on, well, let's just go through them in order. There were 2 7-7 teams in this. Cobra Kai and St. Lucia. Cobra Kai won both regular season games, so they get the 2 seed. St. Lucia gets the 3 seed. And guess what? They're playing each other in this first week. And then the 4th seed is the 6-8 Brady Six. Now, I had 3 6-8 teams. Pilot Light, Bathtub Gin, Brady Six. During the regular season, Pilot Lights beat the Bathtub Gin both times that they played in that division. So they move on for the next tiebreaker, which would be against Brady. Unfortunately, the Pilot Lights lost that game, so Brady becomes the number 4 seed. So the games this week, Clash City Rockers versus Brady Six, Cobra Kai versus St. Lucia. In the Tidy Bowl, let's see what we got here. So we still have 2 6-8 teams to deal with. We already said the Pilot Lights would have topped Bathtub Gin. So the number 1 seed becomes the Pilot Lights. The number 2 seed becomes Bathtub Gin. Number 3 seed is Mambunga at 5-9. And then the number 4 seed in the Tidy Bowl is the 2-12 Rattlesnakes. So that matchup will be 1 versus 4. Pilot Lights versus Rattlesnakes. Maybe a little bit of bad blood there from a couple weeks ago. A chance to do a little stomping there. And then Mambunga, the number 3 seed versus the number 2 seed, Bathtub Gin. Now, I don't know this for a fact, but just in my very bad memory, I can't remember a playoff scene where we had so many divisional teams playing against each other for third time. It's happening in the Belichick Lake Show matchup. It's happening in the CCR, the Rockers versus Brady 6 matchup. It is Cobra Kai and St. Lucia. Also are in the same division. They'll be playing again as the 2 and 3 seed in that mediocre. Moving on down to the Tidy Bowl. We got, thought we had one more. Right? No, maybe not. Maybe no double up in the Tidy Bowl. Anyway, so here we go. Regular season's over. Playoffs start this week. What is the Thursday game? I don't even know. Let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, yeah. What the fuck? It's the Jets visiting the Ravens. So just a little side story. Aiden has his Christmas chorus concert all the way down to PG County tomorrow night, Thursday night. So I have to leave my neighborhood, which, you all know I live in the shadow of M&T Bank Stadium. And you all know my street gets crazy on game night. I got to leave out of here, drive down to PG. By the time I get back around 9:30, that's going to be a parking spot within 10 blocks of my house. So I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow night with this Ravens game still going on when I get home. I might have to just go to like Frank and Nick's and watch the rest of it or something until I can find a goddamn parking spot on my street. We got New York at Baltimore. What are the big games we got this week? Well, we got a lot of New England Patriot fans in this. We're hoping that we can right the ship as we travel to Cincinnati. What are the big games we got here? The Houston at Tennessee. That's got some big playoff implications. What else we got? The Sunday night, Buffalo, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, they've been scratching and clawing, somehow still in the playoff picture. That's going to be a good game. And I don't know. That's about it. There's a few other good ones there, but whatever. I'm going to be at work, so it doesn't matter. All right. You guys got it? We all know what we're playing for. We got 2 weeks left in this season. It's playoff time. Playoffs! Let's get it done. And I just set a record for this season's longest goddamn video. See you guys later.